pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, our agenda this evening is basically a non-agenda items. It all has to do with new applications received following the January 19th meeting. So to start our meeting off, I to review the minutes of our past meeting. Are there any corrections? This would be for January 19th. Are there any corrections, additions, comments on the minutes? Okay, hearing none, I will make a motion to accept the minutes as they have been submitted. Do I have a second? No second. Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Okay, we have, obviously we don't have an agenda, so we're going to go right to the new business. And first on new business, I believe, would be the Lonnie Payne waiver of subdivision, which we received tonight. This is a North Danskin drawing. Chuck, would you just like to review this? Is there anything we should be knowing about here?
What is happening here in that the zoning district is an R15. Mr. Fain has decided to bring the lot into compliance and make it over 15,000. With that said, the lot is not fully compliant because being a corner lot, it does not meet the side setbacks or the rear setback after the addition is put on. So they are still going to have to go to the zoning board and get those issues resolved. They're scheduled for our meeting on the 27th at the zoning board. But this is for the waiver on the what would be the south side of the corner. Yeah, that spot right there. They're taking approximately 20 feet and for the length of the lot. His son lives there. They have 2 children. They're expecting a third, and he's giving him a little more land. Like I said, as well as making the lot compliant for an R15.
We're on Route 40.
Yeah, I was going to give you the big view of that. The water plant's right here.
Okay.
The water plant's at the top of your
Funeral home?
exactly right where the funeral home is. Yeah.
This is the funeral.
Yep, Sandwich Funeral Home. Yeah, everyone in that area are all related to the Fains.
Do we know if that's on public water and sewer?
Yes.
That
I will
was a-
check
that
that
was a
for
yes
you.
to
I know they have
public
the
water.
water. I will check the sewer.
There's a house here.
Yes.
And does the power go from that barn back to the 2-story house?
No, the barn is on, well, I don't know where the power is. He could have run the power anywhere. It
Well,
shows an
that's what-
overhead line here.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was wondering if it was underground.
I suspect not. I don't
The
think you,
house has a power
Does it matter if there's an encroachment on this map?
encroachment on,
There's an encroachment into the Lansing property from the same property?
into the Lansing property.
Yeah, they did the addition on the barn, and it might be even the corner of the woodshed. Is there,
Oh, Yeah, that's
Pre-existing condition.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, in that, well,
So that doesn't, in regards to this, it doesn't matter?
in that is not the parcel it's being added to, but it's being taken away from. The remaining, almost 1 acre, the remaining is well above 15,000. As for the encroachment, oof, it's a good question.
Would that affect this lot line adjustment?
Well, the area being proposed to be divided off is not impacted by that encroachment.
Okay.
As far as we know, there's no outstanding notice of violation regarding the encroachment, correct?
Right.
That's correct.
Now, you had mentioned at the beginning of the presentation here on this, that you have to go before the zoning board. Could you review that again?
They have to go to the rezoning board because of the side and rear setback, well, actually two, I should say, front setback. It has 2 front setbacks, one from Larry Court, one from Fane Court. Larry Court is compliant in that it's 36 feet. The Fane Court side, once you do the addition, you're gonna be down to 29.2. You should be at 35. And with the rear addition as well, which is gonna be down to 24.8 in the worst case, and that should be 35 feet as well. For the front and rear setbacks in an R15 are 35 feet.
So basically, this has nothing to do with the planning board.
No. In that, you won't probably be able to make a decision until after the zoning board does their decisions.
Okay.
To give you an idea of what Linda is talking about right here. But this is the property in question. And the water plant's right here.
Okay.
Can we act on it?
Troy line.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions on this?
Why does this have to wait until the zoning? I mean, if he just wants to extend his lot line, so he doesn't approve it, then he just has to make conditions smaller, not do the addition, right?
True.
Well, the lot line adjustment doesn't affect either one of those.
It puts it in more in compliance for the rear addition. Otherwise, the number, if the waiver was not allowed, would be considerably smaller on the rear addition.
Which one's the rear addition?
The addition back
Oh, I
here.
see.
So
This would, the address is 1 Larry Court. So Larry Court is really the fronting street. So across from Larry Court would be the rear. In that it's a corner lot, you have 2 fronts, so you pick a rear and a side,
he's doing 2 additions?
just one. Yep. that's
So
the
if this
addition.
was his front, he's more better?
Well, yeah, it would be, but unfortunately, the address is 1 Larry Court and the entrance door is here. So.
So just to review this, we can't act on this until those 2 setbacks are correct or taking action on that. Is that correct? If there's a problem with it before we act on it?
Just to be clear, which one are you referring to now? The proposed addition to the house, or what we were looking at earlier, this?
Well, if both the setbacks are contingent on the proposed addition, that doesn't exist right now.
That's correct.
So we can act on the lot line adjustment based on the,
Well, the only thing I want to do is look, the code the zoning code does say, no subdivision site plan or special use permit application shall be reviewed or acted upon. No building permit, certificate of use, certificate of occupancy shall be issued. No variance shall be reviewed or acted upon. For any premises upon which there is an existing violation of this chapter or any related town, county, or state regulation governing building construction. I don't know that that necessarily means there has to be an outstanding notice of violation. And the issue I see, unfortunately, is there's a stamped survey showing a violation of the zoning law on the lot that's sought to be divided.
So we could, if that proposed addition,
Not the
20
proposed
by
addition,
38 was not shown on this
not the
one?
proposed addition. This is the one with the barn that Andy noted earlier. The barn shows an addition that encroaches onto the lands of Lansing, and as you noted, maybe the woodshed.
Oh,
I mean, it's a stamped survey that shows what would otherwise be a violation of the zoning law for setbacks.
True.
And since that's the lot that's sought to be divided, that creates a problem.
So they're gonna tear down the addition on that barn, or getting a variance? Can't really get a variance because it's not on their land.
is there a house on this Donald Lansing?
Yeah, Aunt Carol, as they know her, Carolyn Coleman.
And they need to do a little bit more work to get that addressed.
Okay,
The land that belongs to them.
It's all smashed right in here. So more work would be removal of the addition on the barn and removal of the woodshed or changing that lot line or?
What about the front side of the barn, which will be 26 feet after the lot, the line is moved?
Yeah, that would be the side setback for in that district for an accessory structure was 15 feet. So he was good there. And that's when they said when they were gonna move that, I said, just make sure you keep 15 feet from the barn, not looking at the other end of the barn. Realizing that it wasn't even on their property.
I'm putting it up. Well, it's gonna be close. That lot line is probably gonna be very close. I don't think it's gonna have 15 feet there. So he'd have to get a variance if he took the addition down and moved the woodshed.
This kind of falls in the category of too much information, but
We just kind of discussed the last meeting about Mark not putting enough information.
Yeah, I mean.
he was detailed here.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's got to be notified, right? There's an issue.
Is there a remedy?
I mean, we can put him on our agenda.
Lot line adjustment would do it, but you need
We
to do a
review
fairly
it.
significant lot line. That side setback's 15 feet.
And then you would probably be making the, Aunt Carolyn's lot non-compliant. Because currently that is at 0.38.
Have you been out there?
Have I been out there yet?
What's the addition look like?
Oh, it's just a shed roof.
No, some guys have wood chops in their additions, some guys have their lawnmower that they haven't used in 10 years in their addition.
It's true. That would be me.
How big is that? Is that pretty accurate scale wise for how big that woodshed is?
It's the scale.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably 15 by 10, right?
So she's got a little bit of a buffer. Aunt Carolyn's at 16,552, so she can lose 1,552 square foot and still stay at 15, which I don't think you're gonna get that by moving the line.
It makes it funky.
You might be
You know,
able
because you'd have to take 15 feet of that, so 15 times 130. Now, they're
Is it-
gonna be below 14,000.
Is that 15 feet if you take the addition off the barn?
Might be.
Is that a new addition? Or is it-
Well, you could get a variance for the addition, if you took the addition off, right? If you were short up, yeah, 12 feet, you could get a variance, but not being on somebody else's land. But the woodshed you could move, maybe.
Or you could seek a variance for that, even if it's butt up against the property line.
Yeah.
All right,
So this is,
so obviously there's some problems with the application and the drawings. So my opinion on this is that we can't even put it on our agenda at this point.
All right. So that's addressed.
Okay. All right. Is the building department gonna notify Mr. Danskin about this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And we'll put that in the back burner for now. Is there any other new business?
No.
Okay.
next meeting.
Well, originally there was a couple, but they were withdrawn.
Yep. I had there was a realtor in stating that that she was all set for a waiver on the, over off of the crossroads on Ridge Road. And she was perplexed that the drawings and the application hadn't shown up yet. So maybe they'll find out where that was and be here by next meeting.
All right.
And that was the Arkelian property there.
As far as an agenda for our next meeting, well, there's no old, well, I'm going to say there is a little bit of old business, and I'm going to ask a question. We have a public hearing coming up for Mr. Santoro, and there were some problems with the drawings. You have not received any amended drawings at this point?
No.
Okay, and we can proceed ahead with the public hearing, but
We need the drawings to.
we need the drawings to proceed after that. So maybe another, when you're talking to Mark.
Be another talking point, yeah.
Yes. All right. So right now, we do have a public hearing scheduled on our meeting for the 16th. It is Santoro. You want to recall that has to do with the Bald Mountain
182 Ball Mountain.
thing, and there's some drawing problems with that. So I don't know of anything else on the agenda. Okay. So if there's no other further business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Thank you.
As far